Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know, and 96 at 9 o'clock, with news some think the first signs of a labour market slowdown in the US are showing. Initial American actual jobless claims jumped last week to 235,000, above the expected 225,000, and to the highest level since August 2023. This may be the early signs that their labour market is softening somewhat, although there are only still just 1.7 million people on these benefits, little change from a year ago and much lower than the 2 million people in mid-January. Meanwhile, American producer prices dipped in May from April to be 2.2% higher than a year ago. There is no inflationary pressure from this sector, and to be fair, there hasn't been any since mid-February 2023. Even the month-on-month dip has happened frequently since mid-2022. And later today, we should get China's bank credit data, an important indicator of investment demand and economic activity. And China is waiving entry visa requirements for New Zealand citizens as part of the country's drive to boost inbound tourism. That puts us on a par with Singapore, Malaysia, France and Thailand, among others. Scheduled flights between the two countries are already more than before the pandemic, and it turns out New Zealand is China's 15th largest source of tourists. Immigrants from China who settled here are making many trips back home, it seems. Australian payrolls rose by more than 40,000 in May, more than the expected 30,000 rise. Full-time employment rose 41,700 and part-time jobs fell by 2,100. There are now 14.5 million people in Australian jobs, 31.4% of them in part-time roles, and that's our highest level since mid-2021. Although they still rose, international container freight rates were up only 2% last week from the week before, and it seems to have topped out now. But that puts them 200% higher, that's 3 times higher, than the same week in 2023. Fortunately, bulk cargo rates are still holding at their long-term average levels. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.24% and down 6 basis points from yesterday, and the price of gold will start today down $28 at $2,301 an ounce. And oil prices are unchanged at $78 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is up 50 cents at $82.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today 20 basis points softer at just under 61.7 US cents. Against the Aussie, we're 20 basis points firmer at 93 Australian cents. Against the euro, a little change to 57.4 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today little changed at just under 71.2. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again on Monday.